The Director General of the institution mandated to authenticate credentials. Plus tonight, NIMOS makes a break in the fight against Galamsey. The task force takes apart illegal mining network in the Oda River Forest Reserve, leading to multiple arrests. Those are the big stories tonight. I'm always grateful for your company. If you're watching us, this is TV3. Perhaps we are streaming also on 392.7 FM, and that's where you may be listening to us at. We're also streaming on Facebook.com, X.com, 3news.com, and YouTube. If you'd like to be a part of the program, remember to use the hashtag Ghana Tonight. I'll make time to read some of your comments. Oh, before we get the show running, let's bring you Ghana Brief.
Members of Parliament on Friday paid a visit to the family of the late Nana Kunedu Agyemang Rawlings to mourn with them. A delegation heavily represented by the leading political parties pledged to support the family in these difficult times. Here is what the majority and minority leader had to say.
So Parliament is here to hear from the family if indeed what we heard is what actually happened.
Sir, First Lady Ekwenyano Oma Emuyedu Obiadi one dancers. Yesusano yate Beijing conference no ne emba no ka emba asem ne duku a obo ochre emba said ye beya ye bekata ye ho no frantoma me gidi se emba bebre sua bibi efri no ho enti ye stress e enhye bia ebusua mo ye no monkai se politics na ye de nanso asem we si a Ghana na asemato no.
The Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, has lauded former First Lady Nana Kunedu Agyemang Rawlings for her role in rolling out early childhood education in the 1990s. According to the General Secretary Thomas Tanko Musa, the Ghana Education Service GES and the Ministry of Education should institute an initiative in remembrance of her.
Her Excellency Nana Kunedu Agyemang Rawlings ensured that the 31st December created, we call crèche all over. You won't believe it. We will never ever appreciate this thing until you go back and do critical analysis that the children that were born in those days, and you see the significant impact of her contributions, okay, in the lives of rural folks.
The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, has stated he has evidence to support claims of overpayment and tax evasion against JA Plantpool, suppliers of some drip equipment. The company has earlier denied allegations that it was overpaid by $2 million for the import of drip equipment, adding that claims of tax evasion and over-invoicing by the AJ were factually incorrect. But the Attorney General says he stands by his comments.
We have investigated and we have the evidence. So if they are making that claim, we'll come out with the truth. What I said, I stand by what I said. All right. And if they want, to challenge it, they can do so. And then if they are not conforming to the demand that I've made, I have the courts to help me to do so.
The Ghana Refugee Board has reported that 427 Ivorians have formally sought asylum in Ghana ahead of Côte d'Ivoire's presidential election on October 25. According to Executive Secretary Nana Asare Bediako, the asylum seekers fled due to fears of post-election violence following the disqualification of several major opposition candidates. He noted that the figure reflects only those who have officially registered their intention to seek asylum.
We have about 427 asylum seekers. And to date, tomorrow will be the elections of La Côte d'Ivoire. And yet, you can see the border. There has not been any, confusion or anything to cause any problem. Actually, there was a report that over 1,500 people from La Côte d'Ivoire entered Ghana. It's untrue because we are from the camp and we deal with them directly. And when they come, we register them.
Following Ghana's qualification to the 2026 World Cup, President of the Ghana Football Association, Ket Okreku, has called for an all-inclusive approach to harness talents and elevate the standards of the Ghana Premier League. He spoke in an exclusive interview with 3 Sports.
In developing the domestic game, in giving visibility to the domestic game, and making sure that players who play locally also have the belief that they can compete at any level. Okay, Benjamin Asari has shown that when given the chance, he can compete. Let's go back to yesteryears, the likes of Amar Senegal, Salif Wansa, may he rest in peace, and co playing the domestic. Habib, Sheila Eliasu competed at the highest level of football when they were competing for King Faisal and Kotoko, etc. So it can be done.
Well, Ghana Brief, therefore, if you just joined us, this is Ghana Tonight, and you're just in time for the show proper. Let's get into some business. The watchman of academic credentials comes under fire for his own professional credentials. Tonight, we hear the full story, including a response from GTech. Tonight, the man who has questioned and checked the academic credentials of some professionals in the country is now coming under fire for his own. A citizen identified as Kwame Simpe-Ofori wants the governing board of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission to provide information on the academic credentials and professorial appointment of the Commission's Director General, Professor Ahmed Jinapor Abdullahi. In a swift response to the petition, GTech affirms the credibility of Professor Jinapor's academic and professional qualifications. Tonight, I am joined by the petitioner, but first, let's unpack this whole story. Dennis Poberi is here with me in the studio. Dennis, break it all down for us tonight.
Well, Keminni, I mean, the GTech has been on this road for quite some time now. It's calling people out, asking people to justify their credentials and all that. I mean, what we are seeing tonight is a different twist to it, where this institution, which calls people to justify their credentials, the boss is now being called upon to also justify his credentials. Many have christened it to be who watches the watchman. But of course, there's already been a conversation ongoing. We have seen a petition from Mr. Ofori under the Right to Information Law, requesting for the credentials of the boss of GTech, Professor Ahmed Jinapor. We've seen that petition was dated the 24th of October. We've seen a response from GTech, also dated the same day. It only tells you how swift the response came. We'll try to unpack all of these things. So we have just tried to take out the key things that the petitioner was seeking from GTech. And as you see, he was requesting that they provide him with information in respect of the type and title of the terminal academic degree, whether it's a PhD, DPhil, DBA, and all those things in respect of Professor Ahmed Jinapor. He also requested that they furnish him with information regarding the awarding institution, the year of the qualification that was attained. He also wants information in respect of the publications he submitted for the promotion to the rank of associate professor. He wants clarification as to whether his promotion to the rank of a professor occurred while he was a faculty member at the University of Education Winneba or during his secondment to GTech. And finally, he wants information regarding any official records, correspondence, or CV on file with GTech that confirms these academic credentials. So like I said, this was a petition sent to GTech dated the 24th day of October 2025. Now we have seen a response from GTech, while GTech acknowledges that Prof himself is yet to send information to the board, because mind you, this petition was addressed to the board.
Yes.
So the response ordinarily should come to the board. So GTech in this response acknowledges that Prof is yet to send that information, but while at that, this is the information that they have for which they are responding to, or hopeful that it will address the concerns of the petitioner. One, in respect, they say Prof holds a Bachelor of Arts degree, first class honors from the University of Ghana, and that was attained between 1998 and 2001. That he has a Master of Arts in International Affairs from Ohio University, USA, from 2003 to 2005. They say Prof also has a Doctor of Education degree, terminal degree in curriculum and instruction. This degree was awarded by the West Virginia University, USA, from 2005 to 2009. They say finally, he has a postgraduate diploma in teaching and learning in higher education from the University of Education Winneba, and this was from 2016 to 2017. Now, they talk about his career progression, that from a lecturer, UEW, 2010 to 2014, a senior lecturer, UEW, 2014 to 2017, associate professor, UEW, 2017 to 2020, and a deputy director general, GTech, 2020 to 2023, then acting director general from 2023 to 2024, and finally a director general 2024 to present. Then they add a very last line which says that, please, regarding his publications for promotions, GTech was not involved in that process. So that's what we have seen so far coming from. Yes. So that's what we've seen so far by way of response from GTech to the petitioner who wants information in respect of Prof's credentials. He says he's doing this public interest. He says in the name of transparency, integrity, and honesty, such information should be made available because GTech is such an institution that should be led by people of integrity. It should be transparent and all of that.
Council, let's find out from him if this response from GTech is good enough. But thank you so much for breaking this down for us. Like I told you earlier, I'm joined by the petitioner, Kwame Simpe Ofori. Kwame himself is an academic and associate professor and researcher. Kwame, I appreciate your time this evening. I know that this is past your bedtime, but you're here to talk to us about the situation. Kwame, so GTech has responded to your petition. What do you think?
Yes. All right. So thank you very much for the opportunity and good evening to your viewers. Okay, good. So Professor and his people have responded to my request. Unfortunately, well, as they stated earlier, the request was not sent to Professor Jinapo. It was sent to the chairman of the board of the commission, all right? And so I was expecting that the chairman would have read, and then whatever responses he has, he would instruct the secretary to the board, or then instruct the PRO, as the PRO wrote, instruct the PRO to send whatever information that I asked for. Of course, the things I asked for, he did not provide. And the last statement is really funny. GTech has on several occasions written to universities to request for information on promotions of other people. And so if he is there superintending over all of this, and I request for it, and I copied, University of Education Winneba. So he just had to call University of Education Winneba. If he really wanted to be transparent, just call University of Education Winneba, send my dossier that I used for my application for associate professor to me. Somebody is requesting for it. If he has nothing to hide,
Right. So
he cannot
Kwame, the response from from GTEC's board is not good enough. It doesn't satisfy anything you have asked for at all.
It didn't come from GTEC's board. It didn't come from GTEC's board. It came from the director, acting director of corporate affairs for Professor Jinapo. And I'm saying that I did not write to Professor Jinapo. I wrote to the chairman of the board of the commission. Right? Now, if I wrote to Professor Jinapo himself, he can decide not to respond to some of these things. And that's exactly what he has done. Right? So I wrote to the chairman. Now the chairman has oversight over him. You see? So he would ask him that, yeah, furnish me with all these information, right? And then he will direct whoever is responsible to contact me to contact me. That is the, what you call it, procedure that should have taken place, because the issue is about Professor Jinapo now. You get it?
So you don't expect a response to come from him?
From him, because no, he's a public official and somebody is above him. So if I'm requesting for that information from the chairman, it should come from the chairman. They should verify all the information which he submits. You should ask him to submit it. And then all the information he submits, they verify it and make sure it is true. And then they pass it on to me. So procedurally, I think the professor goofed here. He didn't.
But away from the procedure. Away from the procedure. The substance of the letter that has been.
Substance of the.
Yes, away from the procedure.
Yes. So,
the substance of the letter itself.
Okay, yeah.
Right, go ahead.
Go ahead, please. Okay, so on the substance, so he says that he holds a Doctor of Education, an Ed.D. Now, he didn't need to put a terminal degree in quotation. All right. If you hold a doctorate degree, you don't need to go around telling people that I hold a doctorate degree terminal. All right. What does that mean? Okay, so this is where everything is coming from, and that's why I requested for his information. Of course, all the information that I requested for, I know how to to get it, but I wanted it to come from an official source, so that when I take my next action, it will be based on information that I retrieved from an official source. Now, Professor Jinapo holds a Doctor of Education. The Doctor of Education is a professional doctorate. Now, 2 days ago, Professor Jinapo and his office issued letters that anyone holding somebody says he holds that his university should demote him from associate professor because he holds a Doctor of Business Administration, which is a professional degree and is not. If you would allow me to read exactly what the
I see, but let's take it a step at a time. When you said that in their response, they shouldn't have written, there was no need for them to identify the doctorate as a terminal degree. That is what you asked for. So they responded to you.
Okay. So no. Okay. So this is why I'm saying that embellishment was not needed, because I put in in parentheses whatever degree he had. So if he had an Ed.D., he should just put I have an Ed.D. You don't need to put that embellishment there. And he knows why he's doing that. He says this, and I read.
Why do you think he's doing that?
Let me read this to you. A letter he wrote. He says, the commission wishes to emphasize that the Doctor of Business Administration is classified as a professional doctorate and does not constitute a terminal degree. Accordingly, it must not be used as a basis for academic progression or promotion, particularly to senior academic ranks such as associate professor or professor. Now, this is the meat of the issue. He says that professional doctorates should not be used to promote people to the rank, senior academic ranks like professor and associate professor. We know he's an associate professor. We know he has an Ed.D. So what are we talking about here? Let's not kid ourselves.
Right.
So he knows. Now he wants to justify that.
So let's hang on, Kwame. You have
doctorate. It's a terminal degree.
Very well, Kwame. Kwame, hang on. Hang on. You have introduced a letter that my viewers and I do not know about. This letter that you have just quoted, why was the letter written to you?
No, the letter was not written to me. Unfortunately, I have a copy of that letter, and I don't have the permission of the gentleman to whom it was written to, by tomorrow, if you would want, I can, get his response to share that with you. Somebody sent it to me. I don't know if he wants to be dragged into this matter with me, but
so what are the circumstances around that letter that you want us to understand? That Professor Jinapor has written to somebody to discredit their credentials despite holding the same credentials.
To a technical university, that somebody who has recently been promoted to associate professor should be demoted, right? Because he holds a Doctor of Business Administration, which is a professional doctorate, and professional doctorates by him are not recognized as academic, or as terminal degrees. And I'm saying that he himself holds a professional doctorate. The Ed.D., Doctor of Education, Ed.D., is a professional doctorate. You can check it from his university, West Virginia University website. Right.
So what you're saying is, if that be the case, then he also can be a professor.
He shouldn't call himself a professor then. He shouldn't have been promoted to that rank, professor, because he also holds, unless of course now he's saying some other rule applies to him. That's why he put his his degree as terminal. So his Ed.D. is a terminal degree, which is a professional, doctorate, but somebody's DBA, which is also a professional doctorate, should not be considered as a terminal degree. What's he talking about?
I see. But so what is the end game here? What really is the motivation for going after his credentials?
My issue, my bone of contention.
Say that again.
Yes, okay, so I'm saying, I said,
Kwame, I'll ask the question again. It seems we had a delay in the communication line. What is the end game here? What really is the motivation for going after his credentials?
No, the gentleman, I don't have a problem with anybody going after people saying they should not use degrees that they have not earned, right? Or qualifications which they have not earned. Now, I am saying that he himself has not earned some qualifications, and that's not his degree alone. Now, I asked for the papers that he used to get, in the university, if you have to get a promotion, right, there are three things you're assessed on: your teaching, research, and service to community. And research is key among those things that are used, right? Now, somebody will argue that competent, I may not call it competent, but they'll say a competent body, University of Education of Winneba, put a committee together and reviewed his dossier and said he qualifies to be, a professor. But see, let's not kid ourselves. If you see, and I'm going to send a communication with his papers. Now, the guy, I don't know, for some reason, uses three different names, right? On his doctoral dissertation, his name is Ahmed M. Abdullahi, right? On papers that he has published with University of Education, Winneba, as his affiliation, his name is Ahmed Abdullahi, right? And then on his communications with GTEC, he uses Professor Ahmed Jinapor Abdullahi. So who is these three personalities? Is it the same person? Well, I was lucky to have one of his papers where a picture of him was on the paper. And so I confirmed that Ahmed Abdullahi was actually Professor Ahmed Jinapor. Now, see, in the university, in universities in Ghana, you come in with a PhD, you start as a lecturer, you move to a senior lecturer, associate professor, and then full professor. If you are an associate professor, let everybody know that you're an associate professor. Don't go around calling yourself professor. It's not done, right? When you write your name, write associate professor. Don't write professor. So you are also deceiving the public. The same thing he's accusing people
So Kwame, so the issue has moved from he's accusing the public of something.
There are so many
somebody
issues.
has been demoted as a result of that. Yes, he holds the same credentials and has been promoted. Now to you saying he has different names, and then also
there are so many issues surrounding the guy that makes him not credible, that he should not be holding such a big office.
But
as the
you see that the timing of this, Kwame, also makes it look like you were going after Professor Jinapor because.
Yes, I have a personal stake in this. I'll have to tell you this.
Yeah, so right? This is also a personal vendetta.
Let me tell you my personal stake in this. I hold a Doctor of Finance from one of the universities which he says he doesn't recognize. But listen, this institution, Swiss Management Center, at one point between 2012 and 2016 was accredited in Ghana, right? And there's so many people that have degrees from SMC in Ghana, right? Now, people did these courses because National Accreditation Board on their website listed this institution as accredited. Then, of course, accreditation doesn't last forever. Now, if after a while, right, so normally you're accredited for a period, and after the period, Accreditation Board will come in, check to see if you're still following the rules. If not, then the accreditation is revoked. So at a certain point in time, so for a foreign institution to be accredited in Ghana, this foreign institution should have been accredited in the country where it's coming from. At a certain point in time, SMC got out of the accreditation that they had because from their home country, from Europe, because they had already gotten ACBSP accreditation, which is American Business School accreditation. And so they got out of it. Accreditation costs money, right? And so now, at the time, wrote to them that either get that EU accreditation before, or then we will no longer renew your accreditation, and gave time that students that are enrolled on the program should complete the program by a certain time. Now, NAB, MCT, GTech itself has validated certificates from SMC students previously, right? As recently as about a year or two ago. You get it? I have friends who have completed the program. And so you cannot come. He issued a letter a few days ago that he is, quashing all the decisions that the SWAL NAB made, that even his GTech also made. And now all degrees from SMC are not recognized. This is, let's get serious. See.
I see. Kwame, hold on for me.
The public. Okay, good.
Very well. Kwame, hold on for me. We're joined now by Professor Jinapor himself. He would respond to some of the things that you have said. Prof, I apologize for keeping you waiting for a long time, but you hear Kwame. He's questioned, first, the multiple names you have used for your publications. He's questioned where your publications have been published, so to speak, your articles or work, research work or papers have been published. He's also asked why you have the same credentials as certain people you are discrediting for promotions at this time.
Similar. I'm not saying the same.
Similar.
I said
similar, yes.
Yes.
Yes. It would appear we kept... Kwame, it would appear we kept...
I'm sorry for interjecting.
Hello, Prof, are you there? It would appear we kept Prof on the line for way too long that the line has dropped. But we'll
I think hello, I'm here.
Well, Prof, Prof, it's good to have you back.
Very quickly, Let me say good evening to my brother Kwame. I think
Good
when
evening,
I
sir.
listen to him speak, the impression I get is that he's a faculty member of a university, and beyond that,
Yes,
he
Professor.
seems to be somebody who happens to have some kind of a certificate from Swiss Management Center. That notwithstanding, I just want to speak to one or two issues. Number one, he's petitioning the governing board chairperson of GTech relative to my credentials, informed by the act that speaks to more or less a Ghanaian or a public individual wanting information. I think the chairman is going to speak to that. That said, I think it's instructive to note that GTech is not Professor Junipo, and we shouldn't more or less equate the two. GTech as a commission is a body that has the overriding responsibility of ensuring that tertiary educational delivery is done within the spectrum of quality. So if at the point in time the commission finds it necessary to evaluate certain credentials that are used by faculty, and I must say the letter that we wrote was written to heads of tertiary institutions. So if we find it necessary to evaluate the credentials of faculty, and evaluating, say, we find that there's a certain group of people whose credentials are questionable, I don't think that there's anything wrong with us putting that out. That said, I don't think there's been any communication that says that SMC certificates, whatever level that is started from, are invalid. All we said is that GTech do not recognize the qualifications from SMC and Nicaragua being a joint qualification. But that's something that we are going to deal with. But very quickly, I don't know whether my brother has heard of MTech, Master of Technology, or DTech, Doctor of Technology. These are certificates that are offered by technical universities across the world. These certificates are not called Doctor of Philosophy. So when we talk of a terminal degree is informed by the research component. So Doctor of Business Administration in entirety does not mean that if you hold a Doctor of Business Administration, it may not be a terminal degree. And I use the word may informed by the quantum of research work and the quantum of work relative to progression towards terminal degree. So we have instances that people may have MA, they may have MSc, and those degrees may be research oriented. In fact, when it comes to first degree, my sister, you attest to the fact that when we do first degree, we have something we call long essay. Long essay was a manifestation of how much credit load that you had relative to your work. So somebody may do a long essay with 9 credit hours,
Right.
and somebody may do 3 courses. So when I hear people speak to these issues, it's unfortunate. The truth of the matter is that my brother, if he has a PhD that is valid from an accredited institution, we are working for him. We are working for him because we
Okay,
want to
so
protect the
Prof,
integrity.
you see, the other part of the matter is that Kwame is also questioning your own qualification,
Yeah, my own,
particularly.
that's what I'm saying. My own, I didn't award myself my degrees.
Okay.
I hold a first degree from University of Ghana. I hold a master's from Ohio University. I hold a doctor of education. And as I indicated, my doctor of education is a terminal degree. But if he has doubts about it, then they have to check. There's nothing wrong with it. And when he says that if you don't have a PhD, so it's not a terminal degree, that is where I indicated that we have Doctor of Technology. In Ghana here, technical universities are not allowed to run Doctor of Philosophy. They are not allowed to run Master of Philosophy. But these are research-oriented programs. We have people like here University who run Master of Science. But the issue should not be personalized about me. He, as he spoke, from the rendition that he provided, I'm told, I'm reliably informed that he holds a Doctor of Business Administration or whatever from Swiss Management Center. And JIT is saying that Swiss Management Center's certification is not recognized because that institution has never been accredited. And If he is working in a public institution, we will work with the public institution to see how we address those issues. So the gate has not been closed.
Very well.
For his information, let me finish. For his information, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission is to ensure that there's effective and efficient running of the institution. But we can only do that with people like him, faculty like him, administrators. So please, there's no issue that.
Right, a few other things he's raised that I hope we have time to cover. The fact that based on GTEC's response to his petition, you have very similar qualification as someone.
No. Listen, whether I have a similar or not, that is supposed to be determined by the credential evaluation architecture that exists. As I said, I hold a Doctor of Education, which is a terminal degree, 4-year program. Terminal degree is informed by the quantum of research. And that is why I give you an example. Even when it comes to first degree, I went to University of Ghana. I had colleagues of mine who did not write long essay. Long essay is an aspect of research. That is the point. But I'm not even interested in more or less situating the issue as being me as a person. No. We are dealing with policy. And if it was about me, I would have left him to deal with the chairperson of the governing board that is petitioning.
So for those,
let me finish this.
No, hang on, Prof. For those who have the terminal degrees as well, that cannot be promoted because you wrote to their institutions.
No,
What's the explanation for that?
Listen, we have people who have Doctor of Business Administration, which are terminal degrees. And don't get that wrong. What we are saying specifically here related to Kwame is that Kwame has a Doctor of Business Administration from Swiss Management Center, and we are saying that degree is fake.
Ah, I see.
It's fake. He doesn't qualify to be a professor that he says he is.
Because the institution is
qualified. If he has a terminal degree or whatever from Swiss Management Center, it's fake.
I see.
Yes. If he has a Swiss Management Center degree, it's fake.
And what's making that degree fake? What's making
the reasons? We have the reasons.
Okay, what are the reasons?
If he has a PhD from Nicaragua, it's also fake. You don't recognize that.
Okay, so in the case of SMC, I know that SMC is part of the list of institutions that you said you do not recognize.
I'm speaking to you that SMC degrees are fake.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it's final.
Prof, let's hear from Kwame quickly because you responded.
No, I don't want to turn on this. Let's just leave it at that. I'm saying that SMC degrees are fake.
I see. Then since we won't be able to banter, I want you to also respond to Kwame when he questions the quantum.
I don't want to get into a transactional listen.
No, I understand. He says he has questioned how many publications you have at all. Prof, how many publications do you have?
Today with the University of Education, we need that. All we are saying is that the foundation is that where he got his certification, if he got it from SMC, it's fake.
Very well, Prof. Thank you so much for talking to us this evening.
Thank you.
Professor Ahmed Abdullahi Jinapo Abdullahi is the Director General of GTEC. Let's spend a couple of minutes with Kwame. Kwame, you've been roaring on your side of the Zoom, but we had to listen to Prof's side of the story. You heard his responses directly to some of the issues that you have raised. A quick one on that.
Okay, so he says that he is not, what do you call it?
That the SMC certificate is fake.
Okay, good. So why? No, you see, there must be continuity. Today, he is the head of GTEC, right? And he's saying that everything that NAB did with respect to SMC is wrong. Tomorrow, another person will become the board of the DG for what do you call it? You know, this issue keeps coming up. 2019, we had the same issue. We had our lawyers write to NAB and NCTE, and they had to reverse the decisions that they had made. You get it. Now, let's just this afternoon, I was reading a news item. So they said they've withdrawn some mining licenses of some mining companies. So you withdraw those mining licenses, and you are saying that all the gold that the people mined previously, they should bring all the gold back.
But Kwame,
exactly
is
Professor is saying.
Is SMC accredited to give the degrees it's awarding?
Okay, let me explain certain things to you. So SMC had ACBSP accreditation, which I have letters from National Accreditation Board saying they recognize ACBSP's accreditation. So NAB did that. Now he is in charge of National Accreditation Board, and he keeps saying that the thing is not about Jinapo, but the thing is about him because he has weaponized the system and he's using it to fight his personal beef, which is not right. You get it? He's a public official. This is no different from a politician who is dipping his hand in public office. It's abuse of office.
Kwame, we'll leave it here for now. Do we see you respond further to DTEC's response to you?
Yes, I'm saying that he is saying we should not, he didn't want to respond to his papers, and I know why, and he knows why. If he calls himself the professor, which he says he is, he should bring those papers. He should send them to you. I will send them to you. And I'm saying that his papers are published in predatory journals, right? Those are journals that are not recognized. His name, type his name in Scopus, nothing will pop up. His brother, who is a minister of energy, who is not an academic, he is published in reputable journals.
Well, so
he has not published in any reputable journal. That is what I am saying.
And again, because you've mentioned this, I wanted us to end the conversation. But is Scopus the standard here?
Yes, it is. Okay, the recent Times Higher Education ranking, right? Now, Times Higher Education ranking, if we want to go by that, a great part of that ranking is based on research, and research that is published in Scopus indexed journals.
I see. Kwame, we'll leave it here for now.
At a certain point.
I'm afraid we're out of time. We spent so much on the subject. Let's connect again on another platform. Thank you. Kwame Simpe Ofori is an associate professor and researcher. I appreciate your time with us. Now we can look at some other issues now. Illegal mining settlement dismantled in the Oda River Forest Reserve. Let's get into that one now.
Why are more and more professionals choosing Flamingo paint?
As an interior decorator, I aim for that beautiful, elegant look. Flamingo paint has great hiding ability to cover and transform old walls easily with just one coat.
Impressive. For me, as a professional painter, I love Flamingo paint because it's just small paints that paint huge area, meaning more profit for me. Great value for money.
As an architect, Flamingo paint, with its well-researched and solid composition, guarantees durability for all my buildings.
Flamingo paint, superior hiding, superior coverage, superior durability. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80-gram, and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, some more.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Freddy Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Freddy once now.
Hey, that's you.
Improve car.
Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action.
Me did sasso spray. Mr. Freddy sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Tum preko.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Coffee be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you coffee be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Hi, my name is Obidumbi Edu. Let me welcome you to Franco, your home of quality and affordable electrical appliances. Franco has in stock mobile phones, laptops, washing machines, television sets ranging from 32 to 100 inches. Yes, as big as 100 inches. They are very affordable and energy efficient. Yes, so rush to any Franco shop and grab for yourself any of the electrical appliances. Franco, still phone pa. If
this is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial star 759 hash. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
Welcome back. Now, nearly 300 small-scale mining licenses across the country have lost, small-scale mining companies across the country have lost their licenses to operate. According to the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry, these mining companies either breached mining regulations, had expired permits, or both. This is one of two wins the ministry has hatched this week in the country's fight against illegal and unethical mining. We can also tell you that the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, in collaboration with the Ashanti Regional Security Council, pulled apart a major illegal mining network operating within the Odar River Forest Reserve in the Ashanti region. Now, the operation led to multiple arrests of illegal miners and armed men who posed as national security operatives. Limo seized ammunition and weapons from the suspects and foiled a 120,000 cedi bribery attempt of some officers. Now, it's looking well for the fight against illegal mining, but not everyone thinks this will work. Statesman Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo is just not impressed yet.
The way the NDC is going now, if they themselves, the NDC themselves, they are not listening. If they will listen,
NDC is not listening.
Some of them are not listening.
What do you mean? What exactly?
Look, when people speak on the television and radios, you have to listen to them. If I were them, I would set up a special team that will be listening to what, because those who are speaking many a time, they are expressing the views of the grassroots.
So what exactly?
You follow me?
Yes.
Now,
what exactly
I said they are not listening.
To what exactly?
Let's come back to Galamsey. I have said time and again, and I'll keep on saying, the military is a special organization. If you give them a tax, leave them alone. Don't join any other team with them. They know what to do. If you give them a tax, you can rest assured they will fulfill it. I have said time again, the new setup they have put up,
NIMOS.
it will never work. Mark my words.
Why do you say that?
I say the whole thing should be left in the hands of the military. They see these people as aggressors and they will treat them equally that way. That's all. People who are destroying the very fabric of our society, you ask the military to deal with it. It's just like, what do you call it? A group of people trying to invade this country. It's the military that will defend us.
Let's have a quick chat with security analyst Richard Kumado, who has extensive knowledge of national security matters. Richard, I appreciate your time with us this evening. Now, NIMOS has made progress. We're seeing the arrests in the Oda River Forest Reserve, pulling apart that illegal mining settlement there and the likes. I mean, for you as a security analyst and somebody with extensive knowledge of national security matters, is this progress or this is a little too soon to celebrate?
For you to celebrate success, there has to be a combination of many things. And what NIMOS is doing is just one aspect of it. So they are very distracting. They curtail the activities of the illegal miners. They prevent inappropriate mining at certain specific locations. Is that all what you need to declare success? No. So you would need to come along with the other agencies that needed to do what they are supposed to do. But if you look at the tasks assigned to NIMOS and the rate at which they are going, I used to follow them until I lost track somehow. When they get to a place and they leave, we also make sure we get there a day or two to authenticate and confirm what has been done. Until some few days or weeks ago, we stopped following them. They have chalked some successes, you can say so. But then the concern raised by my uncle Nyaho Tamaklo is also true. You remember, Keminni, for the past 4, 5, 3, 2 years, I have been saying that there is a political interest in the illegal mining activities, there's investment interest, there's a business interest, and there's a national security interest. If you take all the interests away and leave the national security interest, then you do not need politicians to be involved in what the NIMOS is doing. And to the extent that some aspects of the NIMOS operations involve civilians and politicians, that is why the old citizen is complaining. But overall, they have chalked some successes that we need to clap for the leader of NIMOS in particular. His determination to get a job done is huge. And I only pray that political interference do not come in and the resources he needs will be provided.
One of the things that we see in this operation is how armed men posed as national security operatives. Is it that easy to usurp national security operatives?
Definitely, these are not national security operatives. If you ask within the security intelligence circles, for which I am a senior officer, by the humility of God and by the grace of God, I'm one of the many few people who have spoken publicly, privately, outwardly, that I do not like the position where the National Security Council Secretariat have large operational teams. Some other people are of the view that they need operational teams. But once you have operational teams that you do not have control, or the teams become so large that the National Security Coordinator who chairs the National Security Council may not have a wide range of arms across all the teams, then these are some of the difficulties you face. Today, my brother Richard Jakpa goes to places to go and clean up what some other people who claim to be coming from National Security Secretariat are doing. And once they get a jacket and they wear all manner of dresses, they go to places and harass people. And we should stop all this. In the days of the NPP, we saw the mess. We are still seeing some of these things. But then I have also maintained the fact that this is the Ghana Army, and there's no armed group in this country that has the capacity and the power to overcome our Ghana Armed Forces, not even the special forces within the Ghana Police Service. So people should get it right when Nyahota Mako is saying that leave the military people and they take care of the space. Taking care of the space means that they will fight to defend this country. And that is the aspect that politicians don't want. And that is why
Richard,
give them the opportunity and we drag their feedback.
Indeed, just a few things as we wind down on this conversation. One is the the access to arms that we find in these illegal mining settlements, and then also how NIMAS can replicate this in other places to keep the momentum going. What's your advice?
No, what they have done is that there are 4 regions in this country where there's a predominant great activities of illegal mining. They have identified those areas. Some areas, they are moving with the help of informants. Some other places, they are going with the spot checks. And some other places, they go for the kill when it has helped them. Now, when it comes to arms, some of the pictures we are seeing from the intelligence circles, I think they are getting rid of the predominant areas where they are very sure that these are places where people are very armed. What happiness goes beyond what NIMO does, because the police comes in, the BNI comes in, the Attorney General comes in. If one of the agencies do not do their job properly and the court comes in, if they don't do it properly, then you will see an inflow coming back to fill up the places that NIMOS has cleared. So NIMOS is doing a good thing. They will clear up the places, take the arms of the people, take the people out of the forests and the hidden places. But then, what next? It goes beyond them. And some other agencies within the chain of command must also take the job seriously. That's the only way we can come back after 6 months or 3 months and say, we have done a good job and we need to clap for ourselves.
So as Richard Kumado is a security analyst with extensive knowledge of national security matters. We've just been talking about NIMAS's progress in the Oda River Forest Reserve, and it looks like a win, but also there's also a lot more work to be done. We'll quickly look at our very last subject, which has to do with the passing of Nana Konadu Ajiman Rawlings. We know that dignitaries poured into her home today here in Accra. Members of Parliament in particular paid glowing tributes to her. I'm going to show you a bit of that, followed by some sights and sound from there. Remember that today the former presidents, John Ejekun Kufuor, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo were there as well. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Continue to bring you events from the residents of the Rawlinses as and when developments emerge there. But that's how we end our program today. Remember that at 7 a.m. tomorrow, Alfred Okanse will be here with his panelists to discuss the week's biggest story, obviously to look at the legacy, look back at the legacy of Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, Ghana's First Lady of the Fourth Republic, and a host of other issues, including the AG's news conference this week, the responses we're getting from JA Plant Pool, but also the back and forth with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. You recall that this week the Special Prosecutor's Office has had to respond to what appears to be delays with the extradition of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. Subsequently, there's been developments in the court that will also be on the table. And then there will be the favorite poll tracker where we look at the NPP's race to getting a presidential candidate for the 2028 elections. With all those conflicting polls, you hear from us what we are picking up from the ground based on our own research. But that's it for tonight. I will see you on Sunday at 1 p.m. here on TV3 for another edition of Hot Issues. In between then, you take care of yourself. I'm Keminni Amanor. Bye-bye.
Ghana Tonight is brought to you.